dig up that old fossil.
Going into Toshi Station to pick up some power converters.
That's no move.
We're all fine here now, thank you. How are you?
Welcome to the Star Wars Nerds Podcast. I'm Dan Vadabonker.
And I'm Kenton Larson.
And Kenton, we have, finally, the new season of Andor is on Disney+.
Hooray!
3 episodes dropped on Tuesday, and they say new episodes every Tuesday.
Yeah.
So does that mean, like, from now on, it's just going to be one at a time?
No, 3 at a time every week.
Is this okay?
And every week is a separate little time period. I think we start at 4 BBY, before the Battle of Yavin. And I think each one is probably another year.
Really?
Which will bring us to Rogue One.
Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting. I didn't know that.
I think. Now, I don't know that for sure. I don't know. I've heard that. Let's see.
So we could see these first 3 episodes as kind of like as a first movie.
Right?
Right?
It's kind of interesting. It's like we're getting 4 Andor movies.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Huh. So what did you think of the first movie, as it were?
I have so many thoughts.
Okay.
I don't like, of course, I love Andor. It's adult Star Wars. Is it ever adult Star Wars this time? So I think, and once again, I think this is a show that HBO would kill for. I do. I think it's in the HBO lane. I really do.
Yeah.
And for the most part, I really enjoyed it. I thought there was something I thought was weaker, but it's going to pay off I know it'll pay off down the line.
Yeah.
But overall, I'm in. I'm happy to have the show back. And whatever you think of the story or anything else, I think the production standards on this show are insane. They're so great.
Yeah.
Like
it's a movie. It is a movie. Like, it's as good as a Hollywood movie.
The effects,
Sure.
the vistas, I hate the term world building. I hate it when people say that. But one of my favorite things about Star Wars is seeing new places, new planets, strange planets, asking yourself, where are we? And that really delivered.
By the way,
what do you think?
I thought it was great. By the way, world building, add that to your list of things that we should stop saying. And I have another one for you.
What?
If you know, you know.
Oh, I hate it.
I hate that one.
Oh God, that's a good. I will.
Remember, add those to your list.
I went right for my phone because I know a terrible one when I hear it.
Okay, so yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. I thought it's excellent. It does. You're right in that it does, like, it's Star Wars, but not Star Wars. Like, there's certain elements to it that make it feel just like the original Star Wars, but also feels new and interesting and different. And they continue to show us other things that we would get in, like, you're right, like in an HBO drama or another TV show, but it's like it's in Star Wars for some reason. Like sexual assault in Star Wars is a weird thing, but it's happened. And of course it would happen in this world, right? We just have never seen it before.
And and that is horrifying.
Yeah.
And it should be horrifying.
Yeah.
There's some degree of people online who say that you should never show that in a Star Wars film. But I think what we're seeing here, we are seeing the formation of a rebellion.
Yeah.
And what does it take? And what is the domineering power look like, and what makes people rise up against it?
Yeah.
And I think that's something that, as terrible as it is it's a war crime.
Exactly,
Yeah,
right?
there's
And they
a
have to show how
reason,
desperate these people are before they're going to rebel. So we have a couple different storylines going in this first 3.
We sure do.
The first part, I love the opening. This was such a good opening.
Come on, it's like the best.
The
How great is that?
I really like the opening of the Book of Boba Fett when we have Boba Fett escaping from the Sarlacc pit. That was very cool. But this is just basically, it immediately reminds me of Firefox, the movie with Clint Eastwood, and he has to go steal a Russian jet. We have Andor, who has to steal a TIE interceptor, which is like in its testing stage. So this is like a test model. It's brand new, and he's got to sneak in there and steal it. And it just reminded me so much of Firefox, because he's there, he's in the uniform, just like Clint Eastwood, and he's like waiting to like get into the ship and take off in it, and he's got somebody there helping him. So it was very, very cool. Overall, it's a great setup.
I think I was surprised. Like, there's a little shot of that in the trailer, and I thought that would come way down the line.
Okay.
I thought that would be a full, like, we're planning, and you got to do this, and you got to go there, and you gotta, but with the show starting, he's already there.
Yeah.
He's gonna steal it. And in the best way possible things go wrong, and a very inventive, like the trooper with the rocket launcher, hilarious.
But the whole like going backwards,
Yeah.
and you meant to go forwards. There was a lot of good comedy in that opening part. And yeah, the whole idea, like he obviously doesn't know how to fly it. And I thought now later on, there's a line where he's like, "This is not the ship that I was supposed to fly," or something. So obviously they had got some information wrong. But I think that Andor just like figures shit out. Like that's what he does. Like that's what he does best is just figure stuff out, and he just fiddles with things until he gets it working. Right.
Actually, and then when it slides, it falls over the cliff. Sort of point. And I went, oh, like I actually think I went, whoa! Like I just didn't. I thought it was not in the cards anymore that he could fly this thing. So I thought it was pretty thrilling when you actually can. But then he's hitting the walls and just
it's all over the place. He's having a hard time with it.
I thought that's like a Han Solo moment for him. It's just like I'll figure it out. I'll do it. But what and the effects in that scene.
Yeah,
I just thought just great, like absolutely movie quality.
Mm-hmm. And so he gets away, and he runs into this is obviously part of a rebel plot. He's supposed to go meet up with another guy at this other planet. He gets there and he finds, and now it's another group of rebels, right? Is it all these guys there? It's another group, like they are also rebels, but they've been dumped there by somebody else.
Yeah.
And it just happened to be in the same place that they also landed on this planet. Like, it's a big planet, right? They could have landed in so many places.
Did you catch, it only was a second, but did you catch the reveal on that planet?
No.
Okay.
I did, yes.
Yeah.
It's what's it called?
It's Yavin.
Yavin, yes. That is
It
Yavin.
took, like, it. I watched it. I watched him leave, and I was like, "Did they say that was Yavin?" You know, and they didn't say it was, but clearly that was Yavin.
Yeah.
And actually, now I'll say it. My least favorite storyline, though I don't think it's terrible. I thought in some ways it was a little confusing because it was dark, and there was like the rebels turned on each other, and I was like, "What are they even in this for?" But clearly, Andor is going to need fighters.
Yeah.
They're going to come back to get the rebel base, to set up the rebel base on that planet, of course.
And those guys are still going to be there?
Those guys, what
idiots are so stupid.
What they lack is leadership. And
That's
so
true.
they will come back. They will come back, and they'll give them a leader, and that leader will be Cassian Andor, probably. But so I like where it's going. I love the creature that runs up.
But what don't you like? You said you didn't like part of it.
I just thought it was a little bit like just watching their incompetence went on a while. And also I felt sorry for Andor being stuck. Like he was never in any danger, but he was in danger of being bored to death, if anything.
Yeah.
And I just wanted him to get away from those losers. They're playing like rock, paper, scissors. and
they're so serious about it.
Yeah. And then the creature runs up. Like just everything that could go wrong goes wrong for these losers. But I thought at some points when they were shooting and stuff, and I thought, there's one point where I thought Andor was in the TIE fighter, but he was not. He was in the other place, and so I just thought logistically speaking, and the amount of time that it went on, I was like, I could have probably done with less of that. It's a minor complaint. That was the only part of the storyline where I just
the second episode mostly.
Oh. Yeah, yes, because he's captured at the end of the first.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, and I would say of the three, I like the third episode the best, obviously, because it has all the action and the conclusion.
Yeah.
And the dancing. But
I think, weirdly enough, who would ever see this coming? I think my favorite storyline is the wedding.
I have to say, I do like the wedding. I like Mon Mothma's great. She's so good.
Oh, my God. So much good stuff going on, like so much to see.
Yeah. It's very clear that this is a very, like, Chandrillan weddings are a big deal. It's like an Italian wedding, right? Like, they are going all out. There's all kinds of ceremony. There's all kinds of things happening. We have the dad. I mean, this is bigger than his Day of Days, Kenton. This is, like, even...
Well, Dan,
I
want to point out something to you, Dan, and I'm not sure if you do the math. This is 1 year after Andor. It is his Day of Days. It's a year later.
He gets to be, and he does get the spotlight quite a bit during that. Like he gets like a speech. It
was a horrible.
But even like during the dancing, he's like getting into it. Like he was. I liked seeing that character back, and he is so funny.
Okay, all right. So I have a question for you about that character. One of two things has to happen. One, he surprises us by actually being a hero at some point in one way or another, Number 2, he is such a useless boob that she gets on the ship, and because we know she's fighting with the daughter, so it's not going to take a lot for her to get on a ship and never look back. Just take off and leave there. Which will it be? Will the husband be useless forever, or does he have it in him to step up when required? Like, might he even sacrifice himself?
Yeah, maybe. I would like to think that. Like, I'm starting to like him now, so I want him to do that. I want him to make that choice. Or maybe it could be even something as simple as making a sacrifice for his daughter for something. Like, that could be what it is, right? Yes, the daughter is fighting with her mom because Mon Mothma says to her, "You don't have to do this." That was a neat moment where she's like, "Hey,"
that was strong.
Like, yeah. And I mean, how many mothers have wanted to say that to their daughters? This is like a common situation. I think.
You don't have to do this.
You don't have to do this. All this circumstance, all this stuff going on, doesn't matter. You can walk away if you want. And her mom, her daughter says, "I wish you were drunk."
Yeah.
Oh,
burn.
So then she did go get drunk. After that, she just got hammered and started dancing the night away.
Also, her Mon Mothma's friend, the stalwart banker in season, has fallen upon hard times.
That was very confusing to me. That whole thing.
I know, because he was such a picture of stability, and then I think maybe the lesson is watch out for financial advisors. But because in season 1, she's laundering the money through him.
Yeah.
And now he's like, "Oh, my wife left me," and like, "Oh, the investments aren't what I hoped," and it's just, he's a disaster. And it just shows how quickly somebody's circumstances can change. And Luthen is who's there for the art, who's brought art along, and who, by the way, milks everybody at the party for information.
That was pretty funny, yeah.
Oh, what squadron are you with? Oh, and why did you go to that planet? Oh, like,
you're shipping out. Where's everybody going?
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
So he's working it, but even he's watching, going, "Oh, this guy might."
So is the worry that he's going to flip and tell the Empire about it?
He's got all the info. He's like. He's got, and when she goes, he needs a number, I think he needs to get paid off. So he doesn't talk. But then it becomes a question of, well, what if the Empire has a number that they're willing to?
Yeah.
What if he goes to them? What would they pay him for it?
Yeah.
And so I think, and then we.
But at the end of the episode, the last episode, he's driven off by the person who was on the bank job from last year.
I believe he's about to be. He's dead.
He's dead.
Never shall we see him again. And I think that's what all of that meant when we saw, like, what are you doing here? Like, kind of like, I got a job to do here.
Yeah, don't let me cover. Okay.
I'm driving this guy out of here. And probably, so if the next trilogy is 1 hour or is 1 year later, we're never seeing that guy again.
Okay.
I think that guy. It's like The Sopranos.
So is that to show that the rebellion is not above murdering people to keep itself safe?
I think you got to do what you got to do, because that could compromise. He knows who's in on that. It could compromise everything.
Yeah, he can give them all up, right?
It's like Tony Soprano.
Yeah. Okay.
I think he's going to need to be whacked. It's one of those deals.
Now, what do they call that in Star Wars? What's a whack in Star Wars?
I don't know. There's assassins in Star Wars.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
they'll blast them. And so we also have Bix, Brasso, and the rest of the crew from Ferrix, who are kind of like illegal immigrants.
Yeah,
they're undocumented workers on this. They're mechanics, though. They fix things, and they're kind of on this farm colony, and they basically go around fixing all the machinery, but they're not documented. And so the Empire shows up and starts like counting people and doing a census or whatever and documenting everything. So they're like freaking out because they're going to get caught. And this is obviously meant to be like a message about current day America. Yeah. Like, I'm sure this is happening there.
There's a lot of that hanging over this series.
Yeah. And so, yeah, exactly. The Empire, there's no doubt who the Empire is in this situation.
I need precious minerals. Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, there was that thing too. So they are at this thing, and so the Empires they're expecting. This is where we get the sexual assault, where the creepy Empire guy. Now, I thought he was going to do it. Like, that guy was so gross.
He was horrible.
He like hits on Bix, and then he like leers at the younger teenage girl, the one that was like, who's with that other guy.
Yeah.
I don't know his name, but he leers at her. And then later on, he's alone with Bix in that shack or whatever. And that's like, oh man, you know where this is going to go. But I was kind of surprised that they went there in Star Wars, to be honest.
And she actually says he tried to rape me. She said, and like words that you don't expect to hear in Star Wars for sure. But it does. It felt like a punch in the gut to hear that, but then gets the upper hand on him.
Yep.
And I thought it was good that he passes out and hits his head on the thing as he does. Like that was good. And I actually thought there's another guy from the Empire there who then calls the reinforcements. Yeah. I thought that he might, in the end, be happy that guy was dead as well.
Yeah.
I thought that might be where that went, but it did not go there.
Well, I got the feeling like during that whole thing where he doesn't notice until the guy starts yelling, right? Where she starts fighting back and he starts screaming. And so then, but you get the feeling that this guy's used to this kind of stuff happening, right? Like he's kind of just, okay, I just sit there waiting in the car until he does whatever he needs to do and then he'll go in. But yeah, that was a pretty powerful scene.
Yeah, very much so. And it is, and once again, it is horrible and it's supposed to be horrible.
Yeah. And then of course, and that was towards the end of the third episode, and that is when Andor zooms in and rescues them.
Yeah,
with
I love that.
That was great.
Yeah, and then now he can fly this thing.
Now he's figured it out. It took him a long time to figure it out, but now he knows how to fly it. And of course, the other thing that we haven't talked about yet is Deidre and Cyril are together.
Wow.
They're living together. I was so excited, and I knew it. As soon as we see her in the apartment, we hear the door open, I'm like, it's better be Cyril. He better be walking in there. And of course, it was him. And I'm like, yes. So they're together. They're hopefully happy. But they do have to put up with the mother coming over.
Oh, my. That is one of the great scenes.
That was awesome.
Yes. Awkward. Horrible. Cyril has to leave the room to have a lie down in the next room.
But then then Deirdre tears her apart.
Yeah.
What's the mom's name again? I don't remember.
I don't remember.
They said her name, but I can't remember.
Yeah.
But Deirdre was like
that mother, the actor who plays the mother. Holy crap, she's amazing.
She's British.
Oh no, what?
Yeah, I saw her in a British show.
Oh my. Is she?
She's doing a great voice.
What? But also, what a piece of work this mother. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Like she is so funny in that role. Like scathing, but at the same time, everybody. I'm sure most people find it funny because there's elements maybe of every mother.
Oh sure.
Kind of like coming out of her. I'm not saying that I related to it, but you know.
But then Deirdre says, you got to stop this. I'm not going to put up with any of this crap. Yeah. It'll be inversely proportional to the amount of stress you put in our lives. Like, they're just going to tears her a new one, and it's awesome. Yeah. And then, she kind of, comes around after that. She kind of, she actually compliments him. He gets up from his lie down and comes in there, and she's like, oh, you're doing well. Good job. And she kind of says something positive, and he's like, what the hell's going on here? It's so weird.
Yeah, but once again, I think the mother and Deidre are birds of a feather in some ways. Yeah. They understand each other now. And Deidre instantly understands how to deal with her.
Yeah.
Whereas Cyril has no idea how to do it. It was interesting to see what home life looked like for the Empire. And we also, of course, saw Krennic and Deidre, and we saw sort of the lead into that.
Yeah, they're at their evil mountain lair somewhere.
Precious minerals.
But here's the thing, and we're watching this scene, and I thought, of course, it was going to have to do with the Death Star, which it kind of does. They need some kind of protective coating for a reactor or something, but it's a very specific mineral from a very specific planet, and they have to gouge mine it. That's the worst kind of mining I've ever heard of. Gouge mining? What kind of mining could that possibly be?
Shake the planet's core.
They're going to gouge the planet and get the stuff out of it. But anyway, that sounds like they're going to destroy the planet. So this committee now has to figure out how to get this mineral off of this planet without disturbing this. I guess it's a powerful planet because what did they supply again?
Oh, we saw the documentary.
Yeah, what was that? It was like
it's like a silkworm of some kind, a spider.
Spiders,
yeah.
But that was awesome because it was like this 60s informational video in Star Wars, right? It was just like any other thing you've seen in school, and even with the music, kind of sounded like 60s music a little bit. It was great.
Yeah,
that was awesome. And why are we watching this? What does this matter?
And they had a look on their face like, why are we? Yeah, what are we doing here?
Yeah, that was hilarious.
And then Krennic instantly sees that Deidre has the answer to the problem. And she says, we need an uprising, and then we can crush the uprising, and then we can mine the planet.
Yeah.
So
now she's going to set up.
Yeah. Then she said, I don't want this job.
She does not
After the fact. And then her boss is like, well, guess what? have I got some news for you. You have this job.
Yeah, you don't have a choice.
You opened your big mouth.
But she was trying to be quiet. Like, she was not saying anything. And Krennic went to her and said, tell me what you're thinking, So.
It was good to have Krennic back.
Yep.
There's something very weaselly and horrible about him to have him there. I think, and after seeing that, I thought we will see Grand Moff Tarkin, Claymation Tarkin.
They mentioned him, actually, in the opening,
They did. You don't mention him, and then we don't see him. I think we'll see him. And the CGI will be even better this time. He will not be Claymation Tarkin. They're going to have to redo Rogue One to
probably
back in. I think maybe Darth Vader.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, I don't know. So, but this whole jumping ahead a year thing. So you think that they're going to jump ahead 1 year for the next 3?
I think when you look at the fact there's 4 trilogies and we start BBY4, I think it has to be.
Okay, so BBY3, BBY2, and then
I'm just talking out of my ass here, but I think if you do the math, I think, well, how else could we do it with time jumps? Like, if we go past Rogue One, we already know we have a movie called Star Wars.
But why can't this just be a story that takes place 4 years before? Why does it have to go right after Rogue One?
Because that's the end of Andor's arc.
Yeah. Okay.
But and will we see Jyn Erso as another?
Oh yeah, maybe not, because he doesn't meet her till Rogue One. One thing you definitely know is that he will kill anybody. Like Andor will shoot. He shoots a guy as he's getting into the interceptor. Right? He'll shoot anybody.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter to him.
Yeah.
Very cold blooded.
Yeah, very. But he's got to do what he's got to do. Mads Mikkelsen showed up at Celebration.
Oh,
which makes me think. Still in the game for like Rogue One's scientist, Galen
Erso, yeah.
So I'm gonna guess that we're gonna see him.
It could be.
I don't know to what. Like, is it would it be a storyline with him, or would he just be a cameo? Like, what?
I don't know. Well, maybe. I wouldn't. I forgot about Celebration. Did you watch anything from Celebration?
Yeah, it suffered from the usual. Remember when Pablo used to host things and they were quite good?
Yeah.
Questions.
Yeah.
And now they've sort of turned things over to E-Talk Daily.
Oh,
so it's a little bit, what's so awesome? What do you think the most awesome thing is about Star Wars fans? Like, there's a lot of that going on. What's your favorite thing about what you're doing right now here in front of these fans? Like, oh, God. So you kind of watch it. And Hayden Christensen, he's been back for years. And they're like, what's it like to be back? We saw... He's been back. We don't need that question anymore. So if you watch it, you start to see, like,
it just seems like a big press conference.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Okay.
And it's all with softball questions. Although they showed a trailer for The Mandalorian and Grogu, which was pirated online, and I watched. It's probably gone now. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
Do we have a release date on that yet?
1 year.
1 year later.
1 year.
BBY5.
BBY1. But he here's the takeaway from the Mandalorian and Grogu trailer. It's hilarious. It's funny.
Oh, good.
Comedy and action, I think, is what we're in for.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that, because there's a few funny moments in this, but it's not really a comedy show necessarily. There's
Andor?
Yeah.
No, it's adult Star Wars. It really is adult Star Wars. But there was funny, like that TIE Fighter, that's among the funniest Star Wars, I'd say.
That's right. And then, of course, we have B, the droid, who's very worried about Cassian and very
I love that
out.
droid.
Yeah, and I love the way he looks.
Yeah.
He's got such a great, like, worn surface. He's an old droid. He feels like an old droid. They kind of treat him like a child a little bit. Yeah. And he does play with the children. You see him playing with the children at some point. I really did like seeing that kind of settlement there, although it sucks. Like, it just shows you how much, again, showing how much the people hate the Empire and why they want to rise against it. There's that one guy who's basically hiding them, who I think turns them in, but he is angry and he's like, you have to tell them what's happening here. He's like, it's happening everywhere. This is like not unique to this place. And so that's they're doing a really good job of building that.
I also like that setting too. And once again, we're seeing new worlds, and I love that in Star Wars. There's many new worlds, like the wedding Chandrilla, and I can't remember the name of the wheat planet.
I don't either.
Yeah, I don't.
Still only one thing though. It's still only a wheat planet. There's only one thing on that planet.
Although we don't know what else may be on that planet.
I did appreciate the disco ball with the music.
Love the disco ball. Come on. Just like a real wedding. There's the ceremony part.
Yeah.
I love that, and I love when they're walking up the mountain. I thought that was super.
That was cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
And it's like just like an earth wedding kind of. What they walk in circles? How about the walk in circles?
Oh, they had the little kind of like a medieval dance kind of a thing where they do the hands and stuff.
I thought the husband had no personality whatsoever. Like who was like what a cardboard cutout that guy was. So I don't know if we're gonna see any progression of that relationship. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't even know if we'll ever see. I assume that Mon Mothma will have to make a decision at some point about that, and if the daughter's already like, I'm getting married, I'm joining the Empire. Like if that's the daughter,
yeah.
Then
although isn't the dad of the son of the guy she's marrying? Isn't he like a crime boss or something?
Yeah.
Right, the guy who gets the statue.
He wanted an introduction between the daughter and the son.
Yeah. And he's like, okay. And then her friend kind of wants to get involved with him too, right? The one that gets killed or whatever at the end, because he's hurting for money.
Oh, right.
He said, oh, yeah, maybe we could do some business or something. Okay, so is Mon Mothma getting drunk?
Yes.
Because she knows her friend's going to die? Or is she getting drunk because she knows her daughter is doomed?
I think both of them. I think it's the end of a horrible day in which many, many horrible things are going through her mind, including maybe her ultimate departure, her ultimate, what am I going to do? I need a plan where I get the hell out of here. And since we don't see Day of Days in Return of the Jedi or whatever, I got a bad feeling about what's going to happen. But I think there's a lot on her mind. And I actually loved, there's a quick clip of the trailer of the wedding dance. And I remember thinking, oh, that must be the wedding. But I didn't realize that Mon Mothma was dancing and that doing so in an inebriated state.
And doing shots. And is that the first time we've had shots in Star Wars?
Doing shots. I love the disco ball flying out, though. Like, now it's time to party. All right.
And it was the same music as the beginning of the first episode of Andor, when he goes to the club or wherever that he is. And that's like, it must be like the hit. It must be the Chaperone of Star Wars, this song that I was dancing to.
Yeah, well, certainly it was a better song than the Return of the Jedi, Jabba's Palace song.
That's right.
That got added later. Yeah, that's not a great song.
No. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. The only parts I got a little bit bored during the boardroom scenes, like when they're in the mountain retreat talking about all that stuff, because I wasn't really understanding it. And it kind of slowed down the episode a bit. But I understood that.
You mean the Empire part?
Yeah. When they're all talking and stuff, because again, we're not seeing anything. I don't understand what that's about. But I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, I find everything interesting on the show. I was so excited to see Krennic again. But really, he's not the Krennic we know in Rogue One, because he's not achieved. He's kind of a lower level Krennic.
Yes, he's not as ambitious as he will become.
He has the beautiful white suit still.
Yep.
And he's got a Grecian formula in his hair, so he's got a little bit darker hair, which tells us he's younger. Everybody's fooled by the Grecian formula, just like in the commercials. But I think we're going to find out what all of that is. And he has to be successful at this. So I think, too bad for the people of Gorman, because I think
Gorman, that's it, yeah.
I think he's going to be successful in quelling the rebellion that they make up, or whatever it is they do, or getting one started, and then gouge mining. And then they're probably going to blow up the planet by doing the gouge mining, or what is that what they call it?
Yeah, that's what they call it. It's like what's the worst possible kind of mining we can think of? Gouge mining.
Their version of fracking.
Fracking, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's so I guess 3 more episodes next week. I wonder why they're doing it that way.
I actually think this could go right through the summer if they did 1 episode a week.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, wouldn't they want people to keep going so they can keep the subscriptions going on Disney Plus? Because I'll be able to, like, this will be 1 month and I'll be able to cancel it.
Yeah,
right?
I find it surprising that they're doing it that way too. And I hope it does well. I hope it does.
Me too. I hope people actually start watching it now.
Because it's of a quality that if we had more like this, who would complain? It would be amazing. It's like just top shelf in terms of quality. And I'm worried if it doesn't do as well view-wise, then they'll be like, let's just make some more horrible Acolyte for you. Like, if that's all we need to do to save money and get the same views, let's do that.
No, I
don't want that to happen.
I hope the lesson is let's go back to releasing things in the theater, because I think that would be a better strategy.
Well, one of the announcements actually at Celebration, did you see Ryan Gosling showed up?
Oh yeah, he's got a Star Wars movie showing up.
And it's after Mandalorian and Grogu, it's called Star Wars Starfighter.
Oh,
so he will be a starfighter. He will be a rebel pilot.
The last Starfighter?
Just Starfighter. The first Starfighter.
The first Starfighter. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we will keep watching this and keep an eye on all the Star Wars news, and enjoy watching Andor.
I can't wait. We'll do this again next week.
Sounds good. All right, that's going to do it for this episode of the Star Wars Nerds. I'm Dan Vadabunker.
I'm Kenton Larson. Don't let the Force hit you on the ass.
Going to Toshi Station to pick up some power converters.
Now I am the master.
I'm taking an awful risk, Vader. This had better work.